Hey, it's still 0 regulation losses. Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche post-game show, live from the Toyota Lounge. Unfortunately, a loser's lounge, but it's an OT loser's lounge, powered by your front-range Toyota dealerships and presented by Bet365. We've got AJ and Rudo coming to you. The Avs drop this one to the Maple Leafs 4-3 in overtime, as mentioned. Frustrating in a lot of ways because I think it was a very winnable game for Colorado, but they ultimately come up short. I don't think there's going to be too many things I'm super concerned about here, but there's plenty to fix too.
Yeah, I mean, you give up 2 breakaways in the first 2 minutes of the second period to erase the 2-1 lead that you had built.
Yep.
Your third period is honestly pretty darn good. And then your overtime is so bad with one awesome play that comes within less than an inch of going into the net and ending the game. And then the unholy trinity
does the unholy trinity
helps lose you a game in overtime. And it feels very familiar, and it's so weird because like we're going to speed bag Nathan MacKinnon and some of the guys in overtime.
Had a 3-assist night.
Who had 3-point games.
The
and
Avs aren't anywhere near close in this game without them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they get no production elsewhere outside of those couple of guys. And that's what makes our job sometimes really like more awkward.
Icky.
Is because like both things are true.
Right.
They never get to overtime without Nathan MacKinnon and Marty Necas being spectacular. Those two
they're this close to being the heroes.
Less than an inch from winning it.
Yeah.
It barely catches Joseph Wall's goalie stick and then
crossbar.
Hits the crossbar, goes straight down, and then bounces through Marty Necas for an easy rebound putback. Like it was just like the hockey gods were against them with the puck luck stuff in this one.
Yep.
An own goal for their first goal, for Toronto's first goal.
Yep.
Like you're talking like the little things killed them, but you can also look at it and say here.
A million things to point out.
We're a bunch of self-defeating things, and we could spend a lot of time on overtime alone just because, oh my God, what a train wreck that almost ended spectacularly for them and then ended
in a train wreck.
So predictably and annoyingly
the way so
familiar.
Many overtimes end for the Avs.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. We'll get into all of it, but let's start with the 60-second rundown to be concise about it so everybody knows what happens. Avs actually come out of the gates flying. They are walking all over Toronto early in this game, but they end up getting nothing to show for it. And like so often happens in hockey, when you have those situations where you're dominating but get nothing, a goal goes back the other way. Brent Burns kicks it into his own net. It's 1-0. The Avs have the answer in the first, though. They spend the second half of it working away at it and get 2 goals. One comes at 5-on-5, a beautiful setup play that Makar finishes from Marty Necas, and then a power play goal 5 seconds into the Avs' first power play. MacKinnon gets it to Brock in the middle, who finishes nicely, and the Avs win the first period 2-1. He mentioned the 2 breakaways early in the second. One of those goes in to make it 2-2, and the Avs struggle for the majority of the second period. It's not as bad as it looked, but the Avs still didn't do a whole lot in the second. Third period, they trade goals. Austin Matthews, he's just too good of a shooter to stop if you give him enough chances. And then the Avs get it back by Marty Necas and MacKinnon again. Overtime, we kind of just mentioned how that one played out. So,
yeah.
There's a lot of things I want to get into, and I'm curious where to start. But let's go somewhat chronologically here.
Yeah.
Brent Burns kicks a puck into his own net for the first goal of the game, and we watch him continue to struggle
all night
through the rest of the game. And the way I'm looking at this right now is it's a tough call for what you do when a defenseman is struggling right now for Jared Bednar. And this is, I know Taves has not been having the best year, but with him out of the lineup, there's not a lot of trust that Bednar has in guys where he feels like he can maybe give some shifts off to a Brent Burns type.
Yeah.
And you kind of just are stuck with it to a certain extent if you're the Avs right now.
Yeah, and like as hype as we could be about Sam Malinsky, and like he's honestly, even in the elevation that he's had playing next to Makar,
he's holding his own.
Yeah, he's been competitive. It hasn't been a disaster. He had a bad overtime tonight.
He did,
but a lot of there was a lot of really good during regulation.
Yep,
and the bad overtime is the problem because you're picking one defenseman,
right?
That you're trying to. Who do I trust? And right now, it's like I trust Makar.
Kind of end of list.
And tonight, it was end of list. On different nights, maybe Brent Burns. Yeah. Depending on the night, you could look at most of the other guys and go, okay. And they went with Malinsky tonight, and it just wasn't great. But he's far from alone.
Yep.
Like the only guy I think that touched the ice for the Avs in overtime that I didn't really have a problem with was Marty Necas.
Yeah, not a lot of problems with Marty on the night as a whole, to be honest. But overtime felt like a mess, and same kind of thing. No Devon Taves to put out there to settle the cavalry a little bit. On the forward side, no Landeskog to put out there and trust a little bit.
Yeah, really on the forward side, like I don't feel that as like. We've kind of established you don't want to put MacKinnon and Necas out there
together.
Like if it happens, sort of organically where you're like, hey, well, like we're getting towards the end of a shift for one guy, like
one switch is on, whatever.
Exactly. And that was, and they come so close to ending the game. But
the quote that Bednar says is, hey, you live and die with your best players. And and in a normal, no external factors thing, okay, fine. But you go check the scoreboard, and the answer is the vast majority of the time you are dying with them.
In overtime. Specifically in overtime.
Specifically in 3-on-3 overtime.
Yeah, and I think this is the fourth 3v3 loss that they've had with MacKinnon, Makar, and Necas on the ice.
Coming directly from a MacKinnon turnover.
This season. Yeah. And it is like we're kind of all over the place here. I really don't know where I want to start because there are certain things that we can drill down into.
For sure.
And we're going to have a lot of two things can be true at once.
It's going to happen.
But during 3v3 in particular, Brock Nelson didn't do anything. Val Nichushkin was actively bad. Runs into his own guy.
Probably should have lost the Avs the game.
Artturi Lehkonen was bad. Trent Miner lets in a bad goal at the end, but makes a spectacular save not long before that.
Like he's your third string, expectations are low.
and you're putting him in some bad positions.
Yep.
But the goal that goes in on him in overtime isn't a good goal. No. Like he's in position to stop
and
it.
He just opens his 5-hole.
After the shot has been released, he's standing back up. Like you're just like, oh my God. It's such a confusing. It's a frustrating night.
It is.
Because some guys that did spectacular things, great things that get you into overtime to begin with, to get 1 point, cost you the second point.
And it's like, I think a lot of the conversation could be if the Avs stepped up in any number of situations that we'll talk about, this game never should have got to overtime in the first place. You should have been able to win this in regulation. This is not, the Avs have had plenty of games this year where they've gotten to overtime and you're like, wow, they stole a point.
Yep.
Tonight, I think you pretty heavily feel like they gave a point away.
I do feel that way, yeah.
I know they trailed in the third, and you can make that argument.
But they went into the third tied.
Right.
So it wasn't like, they were down 3-2 going into the,
Also, Toronto led a grand total of 3 minutes of this hockey game.
Yeah, there was not, they were up 1-0 and then they were up 3-2. So they probably led.
It's probably more like 8 minutes.
Yeah, they led a little bit more than that. But yeah, it was not for a long stretch of the game, I thought Toronto was the better team.
The whole second period.
And like the scoreboard, I thought the scoreboard at the end of the second period was pretty fair.
Yeah.
But the third period, the Avs played significantly better. They get one great play out of Toronto.
Yep.
But you do a great job to tie the game. But I think the third period is going to be more defined in our minds by the power play at the end.
Yeah, I agree. And as you said, two things can be true. The Avs power play goes 1 for 3. It is not a bad night statistically for the Avs power play.
It's a step forward.
You're right. Their power play got better tonight, but you had a legitimate chance to put this game away in regulation. And not only was it not a good power play, it was horrendous.
It was
one of the worst power plays they've probably had in weeks.
It's so awful. They're so lucky that I'm not at home
to break that thing down.
To do a video breakdown of this, and that I have to pack and go and get ready to go back home tomorrow because I don't have the time to go through the video and break through it all because it's pathetic.
Yep.
It was pathetic. And it wasn't even their usual, like, oh, they just couldn't get into the zone. They got into the zone cleanly 3 or 4 times and cleared it on themselves.
Yep. Drop passing it to nobody at the blue line.
Like they have time, they have space.
Yep.
They're good to make a play, just a little bit of patience. Oh, here goes the puck. Nowhere, out of the zone. It's pathetic. It was pathetic.
Yep.
To
Agree.
watch. And it's just, these guys have been straight up killers in the third period this year, and they were playing great in the third.
Yep.
They gave up the goal.
Yep.
And that's more of like it's a 4v4.
Yep.
Which was iffy to begin with. Mostly because we never saw the holding
Still
on
haven't
Necas.
seen it.
Yeah. We never saw it, so we just don't know how to feel about it. The pick play on Manson, it's not illegal. It's just effective.
Yeah.
Because it's not such a blatant pick.
No.
It bought just enough space. And when you're talking about Austin freaking Matthews, that's all he needs.
Yep.
And that's a good goal. I'm not going to kill Trent Miner for that. I'm not going to kill Trent Miner for the first goal.
Against one of the best goal scorers in the NHL.
The only goal against Trent Miner tonight that bothered me it's the fourth one.
One's kicked in, one's a clean breakaway, one's Austin Matthews.
Yeah, exactly.
You look at this entire game, honestly, and I think it's fair to be frustrated that you didn't get a little bit more out of your depth. And I know you had a bunch of guys in your defense that didn't have a good night, that do a lot of heavy lifting there. But there are just a handful of chances that didn't quite get to go in, whether it's, Olofsson shooting it into Nichushkin's knee on the power play, or
oh my God, where it looked like it was a real good scoring chance, but
Ross Colton may genuinely have been cursed by a witch at this point when it comes to his ability to score goals.
Do you think he's from Jersey?
He's the Jersey Devils.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think the New Jersey Devil is out there like, or do you think this is like Etsy witches? Like at some point, whoever paid an Etsy witch to curse him got cheap on it, so it's going to run out soon?
The first thing that jumped into my head was, no, it's the Jersey Devil. And Ross Colton sold his soul. And he said, I'm selling my soul so that I win the Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche. And the Jersey Devil said, okay, but you will never score in the NHL again.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. I'm good.
Worth it.
Yeah.
If that's the play, worth it. A type of game where you feel like the Avs could have overcome the obstacles and they didn't. And not a feeling that is very familiar to Colorado this year.
Yeah.
But
it was really weird to watch the Avalanche struggle with another team's speed.
Yep.
Which was indicative of a team that did not show up to compete much tonight.
In spurts, but there was a real long stretch where they didn't.
Yeah. I really liked the third period on. Mm-hmm. The first period, I know they end up 2-1 and that they kind of tilted the ice.
It was a weird back and forth period.
Super hot out of the gates, then they get scored on, and then you're kind of, it's a lull, and then They score the 2 at the end, and you're like, dang, like this is great.
Yep.
They're in a great position.
And then they ghost the second
give
period.
it away completely at the beginning of the second period, and then just never find their legs. And then I like their third period.
Mm-hmm.
It's the goal that they give up is it's Austin Matthews in space. They run a perfectly legal, effective pick play on and Josh Manson just can't quite cover that. And like, what do? You can't just not play Josh Manson at 4v4.
I mean, let's tip your cap to Toronto a little bit too. Like, let's not pretend like they're bums over there. Austin Matthews is pretty good.
Yeah.
Joseph Woll played great tonight, or it could have been 6 or 7-3.
Yeah, he had several great saves. I mean, none better than the one that he makes in overtime.
Yep.
But several great saves. Like they got good goaltending.
Yep.
They got just enough puck luck here with the own goal to start.
Yep.
And like, let's again just be real. Brent Burns has like 3 goals off of other dudes.
Right. Some balancing of the cosmic scales.
Yeah, him scoring one into his own net is kind of like, all right, this is a little karmic justice.
Yeah, for sure. Toronto also hit a post or 2 in this game, so I don't feel like the Avs got jobbed on the puck luck at very least. But
I don't really think of posts as puck luck. Like,
sure,
Woll makes the save, and then how a puck comes off of a post is kind of
sure.
It's just like random, but I don't like you throw a puck into the middle and a defenseman accidentally kicks into his own skate. Like that's puck luck.
And I'm not worried about that. I don't think it was too tilted either way, regardless of what. No,
it wasn't like everything went against the Avalanche.
Right.
No.
We do need to take our first break of the show here, so let's shout out a few of our sponsors, including our presenting sponsor, Bet365. They're an official partner of the Colorado Avalanche, and right now, make a new account with code DNVR365. Let them know we sent you over there. Put $10 in your account. Bet $5 on anything. Win or lose. You don't even have to hit the $5 bet. You get $200 in bonus bets. That's right. They upped it to $200 in bonus bets. So get with Bet365 today. You can bet on the Avs games if you want. My Brock Nelson goal hit, so we're good. We're in the money. The over also hit. We're good. We're in the money. Not too shabby on that front for this one. At least I hit some bets, even if the Avs didn't win. Do it with Bet365. They have a bunch of amazing offers. Early payout offer in the NHL. If a team goes up by 3, you pick to win. You get paid out immediately. You don't have to wait for the end of the game. And then they have great parlay boosts and other stuff too. So get with Bet365 today. Again, bet $5, win or lose. You get those $200 in bonus bets with code DNVR365. Of course, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. And then, if you get a little bit of extra money from Bet365 winnings, you can get over to Fire on the Mountain as Denver's favorite local wing joint, featuring hormone-free, antibiotic-free, cage-free wings. And the important stuff with wings is the sauces. 15 super flavorful, made-from-scratch sauces, from mild, down where I lived, all the way up to insanely hot, and everything in between. They also have handmade appetizers. They've got dressings. They've got it all. They even have vegan options if that's your thing. If you want other food, they've got Wagyu beef burgers. Pretty much covered, no matter who you are. You can even try their insanely hot El Jefe challenge if you want to challenge the spicy wings. You can go over with that. And they even offer delivery options now from their Wash Park store. So get with Fire on the Mountain today. Go get the best wings in Denver. They have $5 beers on Mondays and happy hour all day Tuesdays. They have 2 locations, the one in Wash Park I mentioned, and also the one in Highlands. Go join them today and get the best wings in Denver. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by Bet365. I think there are good things to talk about too here. I want to try and balance the scales. So many good things. Because there's a lot of that. First goal, Marty Necas creates this goal. Absolute great job from him. Unbelievable vision to find Kale. But also, are we
straight up danced a fool?
Are we starting to see Kale come back a little bit when it comes to the goal scoring ability here?
Yeah. Well, and where we had been frustrated with his lack of shooting, it was in plays like this.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't attacking downhill like that and getting himself in position to make that shot. Struggling to score, Kale was standing at the blue line.
Right.
And just in that play and just hanging.
Yep.
And right there, he sees the opening. He sees, I've got the back door. Necas makes a beautiful play.
Yeah,
a
totally.
beautiful play to get it to him. And Makar with the great finish and big props. Nathan MacKinnon with an all-world screen. We don't often give Nathan MacKinnon the love for the intangibles. That rocked.
It did.
It was such a great screen.
He's had a little bit of that net front work this year. Not a ton, but it is a nice little wrinkle in his game that we haven't seen a bunch of before this year.
We're starting to see him do the I know I'm going to be old soon.
Yeah, I got to learn how to do this.
Evolution of the game. He's setting screens. He's trying some tip plays. He's starting to layer in the extra elements of like, I'm not going to be able to straight up skate past fools
forever.
Probably within the next 5 years.
Dudes like Bobby McCann keep coming into the league.
Holy God, that guy is so fat. Why isn't that guy an Av?
I'm saying.
What is it going to 3 first-round picks? Let's go. That's just what the Avs need. They need another lightning fast
smaller guy.
Small wing. Let's go.
Commit to the bit.
Holy moly.
Second goal. Immediate goal on the power play. You love to see it. I know we have our problems with our other ones, but you win a face-off. MacKinnon takes the space. He gets it to Nelson. It's in the back of your net.
Doesn't just retreat to the wall and stand there.
Right.
And how much have we talked about this? He needs to move. He needs to get into space.
Yep.
MacKinnon is the key to the whole thing because they key their PK off of him and Makar, but mostly off of MacKinnon is where it starts. Makar's a little easier to kind of tailor a PK towards because you could just shade one guy to stand out there a little bit closer and be like, don't collapse unless you have to, which is what opens up a lot of that bumper play space. And then, I mean, God, how long have I been talking about Brock Nelson was so good in the bumper in New York? And then he's been great on that off wall, and it was just like great. And Brock Nelson, the shooting ability finally showed up, and Brock Nelson is taken off in Colorado.
Brock Nelson's shot is near single-handedly trying to bring the Avs power play back to relevance.
It really is. It really is. He's been so good over the last month and a half.
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch that. And with MacKinnon there, I'm sure the Avs go over this in their film studies and stuff during practice, but you just see how ridiculously effective MacKinnon as a player is when he takes space. Entire teams start puck watching. The whole penalty kill unit turns their heads and looks at what Nathan MacKinnon is doing.
Yeah, just stands there.
Yep. And then that opens up things like Brock's finish. So credit where credit is due on the good things the Avs did in this game.
Yeah.
That power play was good.
Yeah, and, I mean, it lasts 5 seconds.
Right.
They win the face-off. They make a great play. They score on the one shot that they get. You're like, boy.
Seems good. Just do that.
I mean, when they go through those long stretches where it's like they have one power play game in 8 games or one power play goal in 8 games, you're like, look how easy this looks. What in the world? But that's also the difference in finishing, right?
Totally.
Because how many great scoring chances, and we all love the guy, how many great scoring chances has Arturi Lehkonen gotten it right in front of the net?
Just are bricks.
And he just flubs that because it's like he's not that guy.
Yeah.
He's not. He's great at what he does.
And finishing is not it.
Yeah, but he gets to stand in front of the net and just be force-fed scoring chances
until one goes in eventually.
And then he'll go cold for a little while.
Yeah.
And then he'll have a 6-game stretch.
Yeah,
exactly. He'll have a 6-game stretch. He'll have 4 goals and you'll be like, and they'll all come from right there.
Yeah.
But when it's not working, you just have to you can't help but be like, God, why do we keep seeing this? Why do we keep seeing, especially when Nelson is on fire?
Right.
But you can only put Brock Nelson in one place.
True. You can't be in 3 places.
So anyway, that was a great power play, great play. And their second power play was honestly pretty good too.
Yeah, it just created decent chances.
Yeah, it just didn't score.
You end up with this weird spot. With Taves out, you don't really have a second unit quarterback. The Avs have gone with Brent Burns.
Let's be real. With Taves, they also don't. They just pretend that they do.
You're not wrong, but you got a little bit of taste of Brent Burns quarterback, and it was not super lovable tonight.
Yeah, and it's Brent Burns was bad tonight.
Right.
And so it was like, he was also bad as the power play quarter. Like, he didn't do much of anything.
But you have another relatively high-producing defenseman on the team here. When does Malinsky get a shot?
if this was purely about how they have played this year and not about reputation and what they've done previously in the league, Sam Belinsky wins by, I think, by quite a bit.
I would agree.
But because there is the respect, you know how it is in the NHL, man. The veterans have to prove they can't do something anymore that they used to be able to do. More than the young guys have to be able to prove they can do it. Because they will just continue to ride the veteran as long as he's getting away, as long as he's like average.
Not actively hurting you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They will continue to be like, it's fine. Look at, he's doing fine.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's just where they're at with it. And the second unit doesn't get enough time that it would take so long, in my opinion, for Brent Burns to play himself off at that. Before it won't happen. In my opinion, it won't happen before Taves comes back from injury, and then we're going to continue pretending like that's the answer.
Yeah. And we all know the Avs don't really have a second unit anyway, so it's fine. But
yeah, and funny enough, we're talking about the second power play having a dangerous chance. It's Victor Olofsson.
Yeah, right. I don't know. You wanna try and min-max a little bit, but maybe that's unnecessary at this point in the season.
I would take getting into the zone before I start throwing a huge fit about the defenseman back there trying to run the show.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna press that one.
Yeah.
Other things, PK, really good. One of those is because Trent Miner was really good. One of those because your PK was actually really good.
Yeah, first PK is Trent Miner is the best PKer, and then the second PK is your PK rocked.
Yeah. So
and that whole like what is it, about a 20 to 30-ish second segment
of just passing
where
it back.
They had it and then they got into the zone and then they passed it back and then they had and then that segment ends because Austin Matthews knocks down a puck in midair with his stick and then plays it. And it was just like, otherwise they would have just kept going. Like it was great.
It was.
The first one, not great, but your goalie. You pay a goalie for a reason. And he does a great job. He's the last line of defense. And your second one, the whole unit picks you up.
And I think
that's good.
To bring us back around and to even keel here, this is part of why this game is so frustrating, because the Avs have been near unstoppable at 5-on-5 for most of the season. And you finally get a game where the Avs cleanly win the special teams battle.
Yeah.
And it's not enough to win.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
But that's also the difference of the own goal hurts you.
Totally. Yeah.
Like,
the Avs technically scored more goals than Toronto in this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a large part of me that's like, yeah, some of these games are going to happen in the second half of this season. Like, their first half is not going to be a repeatable case for Colorado to just win every single game or at least get it to overtime nearly.
Yeah.
So from that sense, I'm not worried. But I do look at a second period where the Avs frankly seemed uninterested in doing the details, winning the puck battles.
Yeah, I think that's a legs thing. That's a desire thing. That's a competitiveness thing. And you know, and it's interesting. Like, it's always, I hate calling it laziness because sometimes you just don't have.
It's human nature.
You're not full bore. You know, you don't have 100% in the tank. There was no good reason for that to be the case, especially because the Avs in the first and third period didn't really have this problem.
Yeah.
But the second period, they just sort of ghosted it.
Yep.
They weren't good.
And like, there's a balance here, right? There's a balance where those things happen to everybody sometimes.
Yeah.
And if the Avs go out and smoke their next three opponents, we won't be talking about this.
Yeah.
But
like, if this is the only point that they drop on the homestand.
Right.
Okay.
At the same time, if that starts to become a bad habit, if all of a sudden we see the Avs taking second periods off more than just this game, you need to be on top of those things, right? You need to snuff out stuff like that before it becomes an issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So
hold up. It was a very fun hockey game.
Super fun, yeah.
I don't want like that to get lost in this. Like, this is what we exist to do, like to break it down. But like, it was a very fun hockey game. Yep. The comment in our Toyota chat, nailed it. The saying, I can't believe you guys aren't talking about what a fun, like, great game it was. It was a great hockey game. It was very fun.
The first period was awesome.
Well, and like there's back and forth.
Yeah.
It's a good narrative. It's great players making great plays. This isn't like, you know, when the Avs lose in New York because Sam Carrick goes off or something.
Right.
You know, like it's Austin Matthews and Nathan MacKinnon going blow for blow. Like it was great theater. It's a great hockey game. It was a great hockey game.
Yes. Hockey game, very good. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
Second period from specifically the Colorado Avalanche, not very good.
No, it was bad. Yeah.
So both sides of that coin. We do need to take our second break of the show. So let's shout out a few more of our sponsors here as the official vehicle of DNVR. And it's you, chat, the Toyota chat. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Like I mentioned, they've got a vehicle for everyone. Trucks, SUVs, sedans, got it all. Trucks have been in their DNA for generations. You can go get yourself one of those. More than just trucks, though. They got 17 different models with all-wheel or four-wheel drive available, like the Epic 4Runner. So if you're off-roading or, you know, if the roads are just a little slick, they've got you covered there. They also offer more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker. 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, even hybrid trucks like the Tundra iForce Max. So if you want to save a little bit on your commute, Toyota's got options for you there. You can get in with Toyota today at your local Front Range Toyota stores, including AutoNation Toyota Rathbone Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Again, Toyota, the official vehicle of not just us here at DNVR, but the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche too. Toyota, let's go places. Once you got yourself into a Toyota, maybe you're going to want to drive yourself down to the Colorado Soccer Association. The Denver Summit just made their big signing announcement today with Lindsey Horan, or I guess it's Lindsey Heaps now.
Yeah.
So, you know, Colorado girl coming back home to be the superstar for the Summit come June time. Going to be fun. But the Colorado Soccer Association is more than just the pro clubs. They are an official hub for 65 soccer clubs across the state, and they offer programs for everyone from youth to adult players, coaches, referees, and even families who want to get involved in the game. Kids can kick off as young as age 3 if you want to get your kids into the soccer side of things and be a part of history with the 2026 World Cup coming to the U.S. If you want to get involved, visit coloradosoccer.org to find a club near you and be a part of the future of the game. Also, like, go get your tickets for the Denver Summit. My wife's already got season tickets. It's going to be a blast. Go check it out.
A little birdie told me we may or may not have takeover tickets for that Mile High game. So be on the lookout.
Gonna be fun. Gonna be a fun time. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast.
Interesting.
Third period of this game. Avs stepped it up. Like, I know they technically tied the third period. You go even 1-1 on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
But you like a lot of what they did, especially at 5-on-5. Your one mistake is in a weird 4-on-4.
It's a 4-on-4, which is a format nobody practices. Right. And usually when somebody makes a big play, it's what we saw.
Yep.
It's like a set play where they just
you give enough space.
Yep. Yeah. They just and that little extra space that you get, and like it's Austin Matthews.
Yeah, right. Dude's pretty good at shooting. Like
exactly that one thing.
When you look at that as a whole, yeah, we talked about the power play. Okay, fine. You get the big play from your superstars. Awesome. And like unreal work from MacKinnon and Necas to get that game back to tied pretty quickly.
Yeah. God, what a combination of plays.
Yep.
The pass and the finish from both of those guys
so
on those
well
plays
put together. Yep.
Fantastic.
I keep coming back to, are we really looking at the depth, asking them to do a little bit more here?
A little bit. And like, this hasn't been a huge problem this year.
It has not.
Because Brock Nelson's line has been awesome.
Yep.
But you looked at tonight, Arturi Lehkonen and Val Nichushkin were bad.
Nuke especially struggled
and
tonight.
Like, Ross Colton playing on a second line, we've talked about this when he moonlights there.
Yeah.
Like, boy, is that a pendulum swing. Ross Colton was also bad. When Nichushkin and Colton are bad and that's your second line had a bad night. And Brock Nelson rocked.
Yep.
He was really solid.
1 out of 3 guys does not make a good night for your line,
like,
though. Yeah.
Valanciunas makes a great pass to Spring Nelson in the first minute of the game, and then
they make the save, and
Nuke
says, I'm done.
Closed up shop for the rest of the night. Yeah.
Right.
Was not a good night for him from then on.
Yep.
But like it's going to happen like that sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And, I think you look at your lineup a little bit, and I don't feel like I'm giving the Avs too much room here to say, hey, your third and fourth lines are kind of just whatever they need to be at any given moment. You have enough injuries with Landy out, with Kiviranta out. Ivan played 4C for you tonight. It leaves you in these awkward spots where all of a sudden Victor Olofsson is moonlighting on your top line for a couple of shifts.
And playing in overtime.
Parker Kelly on the third line, we know he's not that guy.
Yeah.
So...
Great when he has a 2-assist night and that line vibes, and you're like, woo, but you know better.
Right.
You just know better.
So I guess my point is, yes, the Avs' depth did come up a little bit short tonight, but I'm willing to give them leeway on that.
Yeah. Like, they're not going to give you... They didn't have a good night.
Right.
I don't think they collectively had a bad night just because they didn't get on the board.
Yeah, sure. I'm fine with that. It's not like they lost in this game.
Yeah, I thought the second line was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But and I thought the fourth line was bad, but there are moments from the Drury, Kelly, Olofsson. Like, there are moments, right?
Of course. I don't know that there was anyone, like even Brent Burns had a good play or two, right? There was no one who had the black hole night where they did absolutely nothing positive.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe Zakhar Bardakov, but that's because he played 4 minutes.
Not enough time. Incomplete, for sure.
That's a coaching staff doesn't trust. So,
right. Like, how much can you really do?
Yeah, but the Drury line, like statistically tonight, destroyed.
Yep.
I hadn't actually looked at it till just now. It was more just me being like, I felt like that line was good.
But what did it actually accomplish at the end of the day?
Yeah, I mean, shot attempts 23-7. Shots on goal were 9-4. Scoring chances were 8-4, and high danger chances were 3-0, and they gave up a goal.
Yeah. So
and like
the scoreboard's the only thing that matters, unfortunately. Yeah.
Hockey.
Right.
You know? Like
coming in to talk to us about that hockey, it's the courtesy call. Bailey Curtis joining us from the Xfinity mobile call-in line. Bailey, you avoid a regulation loss by the skin of your teeth in Ball Arena. I was talking with AJ about this earlier. Is that a point given away or a extra point? How do you view this one?
Given how much the give up kind of happened in the second period, it's kind of you get away with a point here tonight. At least that's kind of how I'm feeling about this one. You get a good push out of the first period, but ultimately, if you're not playing a full 60, like you get what you can earn.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with this being what the Avs earned, even if it was razor thin margins at times where the Avs easily could have won. So 1 point will do. Nathan MacKinnon, 3-point night, turnover that loses the game. How do you balance those scales?
It's really hard because that entire line played phenomenal hockey tonight. Yep. And I tend to be very half and half with Nathan MacKinnon in overtime just because of moments like that. But I don't know. I can't really fault him for situations like that just because I have so much good to say about what he did in the rest of the game. I mean, it's guys like him. It's a guy like Martin Necas who is quite literally keeping this game alive for you. They're the reason you get to the point to play in those final minutes. But I don't know. Ultimately, like it comes down to everybody. There were a few different rushes given up in those final minutes that, I mean, ultimately Nathan MacKinnon could have ended it. Yep. And he unfortunately is kind of in the zone where he gives that away. But there are other guys too who are, at fault for giving up some of those dangerous chances in overtime too. So
no doubt that. I think it was 2.5 straight minutes of watching the Avs make every wrong decision possible in that overtime.
It's kind of like the guys that got you the first point cost you the second point. And it's a weird thing to try to balance. that reality.
That's why I'm so half and half with it, because he played such good hockey tonight. And then there's a play like that where you're like, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
It's hard, but the expectation of your best players is they never make that play. And if it's not at 3-on-3, Nathan MacKinnon very rarely does. So fine.
Well, he just has two other guys on the ice to help bail him out because, come on.
Yeah, it's fair. Two other guys help a lot.
They are useful. Yeah.
Just a little.
I kind of am curious on your thoughts on the decor tonight, because it just felt a little awkward, like the Avs didn't have the choices they wanted. Is there a solution there beyond waiting for Taves to get back?
Looking through Bednar's eyes, probably not. But I don't know. I feel like the obligatory answer that I have to give is they're doing what they can, but ultimately, like there's no one guy besides Makar that I'm loving tonight. I mean, maybe a Sam Malinsky is like the next guy on my list, but Samuel Girard wasn't really doing it for me either. I thought Josh Manson played just okay. Brent Burns was kind of just okay for me. And it's hard to kind of assess that properly, because you are missing your best defensive guy out there. So if treading water the way that you are right now is kind of how you're staying afloat, and it works for you in 2 games for this homestand so far. Like, I mean, you're getting insane contributions during an Ottawa game and during a shutout win against Columbus. So something's working for you. It just seems like a lot of that depth is kind of off in a game like this, and that's ultimately where it hurts, and that consistency tends to be key there too. So you need more out of a guy like a Josh Manson, who shows he's capable of it. You know he can do it. Same with a Brent Burns. You know that kind of game is possible, but it's really difficult with that consistency in play that you're not getting it out of guys like that.
Expand that thought to the entire team, the depth of the forward core too. Is this starting to become a conversation of consistency? If you look over this 10-game stretch, they're now 2-2-1. Is there an issue that the Avs need to get back to a little bit of consistency, or is this just not something I should overthink?
I mean, consistency always helps. And honestly, Craig Berube kind of said it best this morning when I asked him about it too. You don't get to where you are for a team like the Avalanche without contributions from your depth. They've had that all season. But that consistency, especially with guys out like a Landeskog, like a Taves, even a Yoel Kiviranta, who may not be putting up many points every single night, but he's proving useful in other ways as well that are helping against bleeding some of those points. You need some of that consistency. You need guys up and down the lineup to contribute just a little bit more. You need more out of a guy like a Ross Colton. You need a little bit more out of a guy like a Jack Drury to help keep some of that in check. And that streakiness is part of, I think, where some of that starts to bleed a little bit for the Avalanche. You can't rely on your top guys to be the ones holding you up every single night, especially when you are as good as the Colorado Avalanche are. Depth is something that Bednar has praised a lot throughout the season. When they have games like this where they're not helping tread even a little bit, I mean, you get contributions from a Brock Nelson, but really it's your top guys doing all of the heavy lifting, and that's really not okay in a game like this where you need a little bit more out of everyone.
It just felt like that second period. So often we've talked about how the Avs depth can get a spark going for Colorado, whether it's a Josh Manson fight or a Gavin Brindley play or something to kick them in the pants a little bit and get them back into gear. And yeah, they ultimately got there in the third period and played pretty well, but just a little bit of that felt like it was missing tonight. Like you said, all of your points come from your top guys. A power play goal from Nelson, and then MacKinnon and Necas were just doing awesome things right up until they weren't.
Yeah. And that's the kind of bounce back you want to see, right? After a game like Columbus, where none of them get on the board too. So that was positive, but it seemed like it was a complete inverse of a game like Columbus. And I mean, you see how well a Columbus game worked out. Now, granted, one of these teams is maybe a little bit better than the others, but like you've got some more of that top end talent to kind of help you out in a team like Toronto. Geez, I can't talk today. But at the same time too, like you're looking for a lot of that depth to help crack through some of that as well. Not having top end talent or having that top end talent, it's no excuse for some of those guys to not show up.
I'm not blaming the jerseys, but it feels like no easy games for the Avs in these jerseys. Even the Carolina win took some comebacks. I don't know. These Nordiques jerseys might be a little stinky.
So with the Nordiques.
I can't.
Fair.
There is that. I started to blame it on Scott Wedgwood's gear. I thought that was the kind of catalyst in some of this, but you can't do that now with Trent Miner.
I guess. I mean, I put zero blame on Trent in this game.
No.
Don't love the fourth goal maybe, but a third string goaltender going into a game. I meant
more so the gear than anything. So there's that, but yeah.
So my thoughts on Trent Miner are pretty minimal, but look, any other season, any other team, is this just a normal loss that's part of a season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think even in a season like this, you're still looking at a loss that was not in regulation. This team is still insanely good. You're talking about the resiliency. Maybe they're not able to get anything to go and at the end of the third period, but you're still looking at a team that is getting points out of all but 4 games this season. Like that's still, yeah. I don't know, even in a season that's maybe not this one too, like every single point matters. That's the mindset that every single team is going into this season with, especially in the East. Like everything matters. But as Kale said it best this morning, we want those points too. The Avs absolutely need everything they can get, especially when you're trying to hold the lead that they have on the league right now.
Do they?
Yeah, that 12-point lead is really scary. What is it, down to 11 now? Yikes. Not to be glib, but like, come on, Kale.
If the Avs took an OT loss in all of their remaining games, which is 37,
they'd have a 100-point season?
They would have a 120-point season.
That doesn't sound like the correct math.
111 to be specific, but
okay.
I added one too many. But yeah, it would be a 111 points if they
I'm not going to sit here
OT lost their way out.
I'm not going to sit here and protest this. There's a reason I didn't major in math in college.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
100+ point season, and they go into the playoffs on a 38-game losing streak.
38 overtime losses in a row.
That'd be awesome.
They'd probably still win the Central.
Well, and then they would get into the playoffs where there's no 3-on-3 and
never lose again.
What? Yeah, exactly. So 16-0. That'd be amazing.
There we go. Cool.
I kind of want this to happen. Let's go. 38-game losing streak. Let's go.
Season hasn't been weird enough.
God. Someone get Bettman on speed dial, please.
They do call it the Bettman point. So that's all I really had. Bailey, any final thoughts on this one?
Gross.
Yeah, not really. I'm not looking at this too much. Again, you earn a point out of this. You've got a 3-day break coming up, and one of those is a complete day off for the guys. I'm not too worried about this. Go into game 4, all guns blazing.
There you go. You get a chance to reset. We'll leave it there. Thank you for calling in, Bailey. We always appreciate it. That was Bailey Curtis joining us from the Xfinity call-in line. Imagine that. Final segment of the DNVR Avalanche podcast, and I do believe we have noise from Jared Bednar. Let's see how Coach feels about this loss.
Any questions for head coach Jared Bednar? Start calling. Go ahead.
Coach, just you guys came out with a lot of energy and then kind of went in that second period where it was less and then kind of picked back up in the third. What can you say about that?
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. I love the start to the game. I thought we had, I would bet 5 or 6 like really good looks early in the game, maybe first 5-6 minutes. all alone on the goalie. Goalie making some big saves for them. So still 0-0, you know, which would have been nice to get a lead there. I liked their first. I thought we kind of started dwindling already at the end of the first with our checking game, because when they got the power play, and then we were giving up some chances that I felt like normally we'd be checking the puck back in some of those situations, and that's what we stopped doing in the second. Like, it starts with winning races, winning battles, and competing defensively, and I didn't think we did that. Like, we didn't take the puck away from them enough tonight in the second period. And then we got super competitive in the third, and I really liked our third period. So, I mean, we don't play a complete game. And I would bet they outchanced us. I liked some of the quality chances we got, but on a total, I think they outchanced us with the numbers. You know, so evenly played game probably, you know, even first. They beat us in the second. I thought we were better in the third. But you got to play a full 60 if you want to win. It's just that simple. So we weren't quite there tonight.
Jesse?
I know you just said you liked the way the team played in the third, but that response specifically to the Matthews goal, it seems like that's been a little bit of a secret for you guys this year, to bounce back in those moments.
Yeah, well, that was a hard work, determined shift. Got to the inside, put the puck, like win a forecheck. You know, like there's a lot of things you look at that, and that's what we were doing at the start of the game. It was relatively, you know, predictable puck movement for us. Like, it was D to D and up and let's go. And we just looked, it was slower in the second, but part of that was because we never checked the puck back in our zone to be able to go with any energy, right? So, but yeah, you definitely like the response. Mac and those guys went out on the ice. They had a great shift and got that goal back, which was big. You know, like, I think you don't play your best against a team that's playing their best. You get a point. You got to be, I think, you know, part of me is like, we're fortunate to get that point.
Bailey?
Your top guys ended last game with 0 points and they combined for 7 tonight. I don't know if I'd call it a wake-up call, because it seemed like they had some good chances against Columbus, but what was the flip or switch that kind of flips for them in today's game?
Well, it had to be good, you know, like you're playing, like their top 6 guys especially, and they juggle them around a little bit. They were really good, so it's kind of what the game requires, right? And those guys don't get left off the sheet very often, and when they do, you need that response, and they're all determined guys and been focused all year. So, you know, they could have, again, it's hard to be too critical of our team because of some of the chances that we got in the first period. I thought we deserved to be up in that game, you know, and then they flipped the switch a little bit in the second and took it to us. But, yeah, the top guys were good, you know. At least on the offensive side of it tonight, they were heavily involved.
Kyle and Eric?
A little bit of an emotional roller coaster there at the end. I know you said incomplete game, but you get that equalizer in the third, and then the OT, it looked like MacKinnon had won it there for a second.
Yeah.
What was your view from the bench on that?
Well, I didn't get one, except a live one, and I thought it went in. So did a bunch of our bench. And thank God they recognized quick enough to keep playing to kind of shut down that next rush attack as they were leaving with numbers, right? Yeah, we get a couple good, you know, deep net drives and take it across. Just couldn't quite find it in overtime, and then, you know, we lose it and they take off on us. So it was kind of, you know, back and forth, evenly played overtime too, but they capitalized on their big chance and we didn't.
Last two, Arif, then Megan.
Marty Necas specifically, how would you assess his game tonight?
I liked him tonight. I thought he was good tonight. Yeah, I mean, he's making plays. I thought Marty played in traffic tonight, and there was a physicality to his game, especially with the puck, that you need. Like, he had guys on him, he kept fighting for pucks and coming up with some loose pucks, and then he obviously made some nice plays, you know. And you know, like that one save on I think it was MacKinnon to Marty in the third period, earlier in the third period, right, on the one-timer. Goalie gets over there, but he was showing up all over in our scoring chances.
Finish with Megan.
How have you seen the chemistry unfold between MacKinnon and Brock Nelson on the power play specifically?
Yeah, well, it's still a work in progress, you know. They get a big goal for us tonight. I mean, Nelly's playing really good hockey right now. He looks comfortable. Those guys are moving around a little bit, as part of the plan. And I mean, that was a great spot that Nelly found, and a real quick pass and play from Mac to slip it into him, and even a better shot. So I like when I see things like that, because it's something they've been working on and something we've been working on the power play, and it's starting to chip in here a little bit, and that's really important. So we'll see how that all evolves.
Thanks, Chair.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. Bednar, always a honest view on the Avs gameplay, the good and the bad.
I tell you, the monotony hides wonderful insight into the game more often than not.
Real smart guy.
Just
for sure.
Great insight into the game.
You get into the overtime. Look, we've discussed the plays where Nathan MacKinnon almost wins the game.
Yeah.
We've discussed the plays where you lose the game because of a Nathan MacKinnon turnover and ultimately maybe some weak goaltending.
And it's like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. Three quick bad things.
They get it. Lehkonen is like dead tired.
Right.
Gets it behind the net and he's like, please help, please help, please help, please help. And Nathan MacKinnon comes out there and he's like, I got this.
Yep.
Immediately turns it over.
Yep.
Like going up the ice, immediately turns it over. And then for some reason, and I'm telling you, it's because he gets away with this at 5v5. The big rounded off turn, the big lazy, like, I'm not paying attention, because Nylander doesn't do anything. Like, he gets it, he moves it to his teammate, and then he just turns up ice. And MacKinnon is, for no meaningful reason, just rounded off, and then all of a sudden, it like occurs to him, oh God, there's a guy there, there's a guy there. And it's just like, God, dude, how do you, like, we all see this coming. Now, we also have the advantage of, like, the viewpoint, but the bird's eye view, and we're not down there making the split second decision. You have to know to keep
the play in front of you on 3-on-3.
Like, you have to stay above the puck.
Yep.
And it's just, it's maddening to watch him make the same mistakes. There was a guy that chirped me on Twitter about, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I went and looked, just out of curiosity.
He's been doing this for a decade.
Just out of curiosity, okay? And everybody that has listened to the pod, has read anything that I've written, knows I don't love plus minus.
Yep.
But at 3v3, individual plays determine the outcomes far more often.
Yep.
He's a minus player in his career.
At
3v3.
100% believe that.
He's a -4. And he's 1 in 4 this year.
Yep. It's not, anyone who's watched the Avs for long enough has lived the Nathan MacKinnon experience
totally
in overtime, in 3-on-3 overtime for far too long.
Yeah. And like low key lost in this is that Cale Makar makes no play.
Yeah.
Defending that play.
Makar has been pretty bad at defending 2-on-1s this year. Like, quietly, it's been an issue.
Yeah. Like, no resistance.
Yep.
Doesn't make any play. Doesn't make any play at all. And it's like Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar win you so many games.
Right.
And they are a major reason that you're in overtime to begin with. But when we talk about, oh, the depth needs to do this, the depth needs to do that, guess who doesn't play in overtime?
The depth.
The depth.
Well, Victor Olofsson took a shift. And it was horrifying, frankly.
But like, the majority of overtime.
Right. It's your top guys.
For every team out there, you are winning and losing with the top guys. Now, it is true in like, just generally.
Yeah.
But in overtime, those guys they go from playing, they've played a third of the game. They played 20, 25 minutes. It's like 60 to 80%, somewhere in there. These are completely made up numbers. But like, if we go and look at Nathan MacKinnon's ice time, 3v3 ice time versus the Avalanche 3v3 ice time, I bet it would be an astronomical percentage of it.
Yeah.
Even straight, because not PK.
Right.
That's not fair. He's not going to do that. He should. He's not going to. But like, the depth didn't get you into overtime. The Stars did, and then the Stars lost it for you.
And like,
and it's, I don't understand why they had 3 point, like Nathan MacKinnon had 3.9 should make him immune from the obvious criticism.
You can still get criticism.
His back-to-back twofer of the turnover and the lazy back check cost them the game-winning goal. Yeah. Yes, Trent Miner, that's a soft goal.
Right.
Yes, Nathan MacKinnon comes within an inch
of winning
scoring the game-winning goal. But he didn't.
Yeah.
And then he makes the two back-to-back mistakes. If he makes the turnover and then gets back on the back check, we're probably not here.
Well, here's the balance to this. It's 3-on-3.
Which is just...
When you zoom out to the big picture, if your best players are going to be bad at something, 3-on-3 is a good choice.
Yeah, like the Avs suck at 3-on-3 and shootouts.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, well, we talk so much about, okay, well, this has to continue into the postseason. Guess what?
Ain't none of that in the postseason.
The second that thing starts, it's like, who cares? And I bet you if the Avs got into some weird 3-on-3
situation
in the postseason, they would be the most conservative team. They would just get through it.
Survive the
just
next 2 minutes.
Because it's like, exactly, because it's going to be less than 2 minutes. It could be a couple of seconds, whatever. It's just like, just don't make a mistake. Don't do anything dumb.
That possession is 20 seconds of Makar sitting behind Blackwood. Like,
right.
I'm chilling.
That's it, man. I think that is an important note. Look, they've lost 3 of their last 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
So coming off of the 850 hockey that they had played for almost 2 full months.
Yeah, right.
It feels a little bad, but like 5 games and you've had a 500 points percentage in your last 5 games.
Which is not awesome.
Not amazing, but as far as lulls go, Jesus, it's fine. You just don't want that 5 games to be 10 games, 15 games.
Of course. And
but they haven't played poorly is the thing. And it should not be like, oh, the Avs are so good that they can just blink and not even notice that Devontae's top pairing defenseman and Gabe Landeskog, top six winger, are out of their lineup. Like, those are meaningful losses. And that's not to say their injury issues are worse than other teams. That's not, and it's not an excuse. It's just, it got harder.
Well, there's other context too there, right? Yes, they've lost 3 of their last 5 games.
Talking about injuries. Trent Miner's in net.
Right, your third string goaltender.
Like, Mackenzie Blackwood is hurt, and Scott Wedgwood is not playing again because
he's hurt-ish.
Like banged up-ish, hurt adjacent.
For what it's worth, Blackwood is a full participant in practice too, so you're not that far away from getting that guy back. But and then you go even further. 2 of their 3 losses are a back-to-back and a 3-4 at the end of a road trip. So with that context, the 2 regulation losses are like, there's reasons for it.
Sure.
And then you're 3 games into a homestand, which you are 2-0-1 on.
Yeah.
Rest of the homestand matters.
Well, and like the first 2 games you won very comfortably.
Handily. Yeah.
It's like, you're fine. Toronto's been playing great hockey. You're a little banged up. They're a little banged up.
Yep.
They made 1 extra play just barely that you didn't. And it's like,
and that's that.
It's fine. It's a great hockey game. It's a great example of how the margin of error in the NHL can be extremely thin.
Absolutely. It's why any team can win in any night.
It's this much. You can't even see it because I'm so zoomed out at this point. It's this much. That's fine. It's that much between MacKinnon
winning and
losing that game for them.
Yep.
And if it's winning, it's all praise.
I mean, we're still dunking on that second period, but
but we like the lot of the conversation will be about the second period because everything else went well.
Yeah, true. It's a good way to put it.
So, and instead it wasn't a good overtime. They still almost won it and didn't quite pull the rabbit out of the hat. It's like the ears came out.
Yep.
And then that was it. And that was the trick. They pulled the ears
stuck
out
in there.
The rest of the rabbit is still in the hat.
Hey, if the way you're losing games is overtimes by a goal, that's good hockey. You're not getting blown out. You're not struggling to be competitive in these games, at least by force. Yeah, the Avs willingly struggled in the second period a little bit, but not because Toronto was just so unbelievably dominant. You're a really good hockey team.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're arguably still on pace to lose the least amount of regulation games ever.
Right.
So,
I mean, let's see. What is this like? I think I was right. They have an 11-point lead in the Central.
I don't know what the results were for games tonight.
Yeah,
so
they
I
have an
take your word
11.
for
They have
it.
an 11-point lead in the Central with the game in hand. They're fine.
Yeah,
We
not
don't even
stressing.
We don't even really need to do this. They lost a game in overtime. That was a great hockey
right.
game. It was close.
You
they're
lose
very
some.
they're very comfortable.
You lose some.
Like, we have worried that they were so far ahead in the standings that complacency would set in. I don't think that's what this is.
I don't think that's what that is.
It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't look like it.
Sometimes you don't get over the hurdle. Like,
You're 1-0-1 with your third string goaltender in
right.
net.
No regulation loss there.
Yeah. I'm really not going to sweat this. I'm not mad about it.
You tripped over a hurdle. Guess what? There's another race on Friday. So.
Yeah, and like you can point to the 3v3 wasn't good. And the power play at the end of regulation was terrible.
Yep.
An abomination of a power play. Absolute abomination. And the thing that makes all of us jumpy
Right.
about, oh God, this is going to translate to the postseason and it's going to lose them another series. Because it just happened last spring.
Right.
Like that's why we're as jumpy about it as we are.
True. You can't solve that problem in the playoffs until you get to the playoffs, though. So
Yeah.
we're here in the regular
you
season.
could definitely try and solve the power play problem before then.
I mean, you can get your power play better, but
Yeah.
let's be honest, the power play could be 80% in the regular season.
The power play scored tonight, and the second power play was pretty good.
Yeah.
2 of their 3 power plays were pretty good. It was just the one that was bad
Could have won them a
came
game.
with 2:45 left in
Right.
regulation and was so bad.
Right.
It was so bad. It was offensive to our eyeballs. It was a complete waste of everybody's time. It was a pseudo intermission.
And yet, you go 1 for 3 every night and you have the best power play in the league.
You have the second best power play in the league.
It'll come back down. It'll be the best by the time the Avs get up there.
Perfect. Let's do it then.
That's all I got, AJ.
Can we slip in a 2 for 3 every once in a while?
Sure. You can slip in a New Jersey game every 30.
I just want, I want a power play goal stretch. I want 4 games in a row.
That would be nice.
4 games
They
in a row.
scored in their first 3 games of this season.
I know. So
And then since
I
then,
want,
it's been...
I want 4 in a row.
Got to beat it. All right.
Just 4 games in a row with a power play goal. I don't care about how many power plays they have. No excuses. I want 1 power play goal in each of the next 3 games.
All right. Well, this was 1. So
They
let's get it.
They didn't have a power play goal against Columbus. No. All right. 1. We're at 1. We're going for 2.
Any final thoughts here, AJ, before we get out of here?
No, it's been fun being back in town. Couple of pods.
Yep.
Always appreciate it. You guys are always great. All love, except for the guy that thinks we're all about the money or whatever's happening there.
Boy, that dude should see my paycheck.
Brother, if it's all about the money, we are doing something very wrong. So, yeah, like it's been great. It's been so much fun. I can't wait to come back already this sometime in the spring. It's going to be a good time. But I always love you guys are always so kind to me and everybody that I saw while I was here. Thank you for saying hi. There were, I think, only nice words this time around. And no assaults. So that was pretty awesome.
That's a win. That's a win for us.
Big step forward. And I tell you what, if my girlfriend will let me, I'll bleach the beard if they get 4 power play. They get games four in a row. Her head just snapped up. She was almost asleep, and this may not. It might be 8 straight games.
Might be 40.
Yeah, it might be 8 straight games before that happens. So, but anyway, all love you guys. Love being back in town. We'll be here for the postseason. So everybody that was mentioning it, I will be around. So.
All right, we're out of here. We
All
appreciate all y'all hanging out late night. It's officially tomorrow here in Colorado. So
I do this all the time now.
This has been the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by Bet365, and we got off-day shows coming your way. Tune in, 2:45 Mountain Time.
We all silly like the mayor.